Body camera footage was released showing the fatal police shooting of Sonya Massey, a 36-year-old Black woman who had called 911 for help. This is a picture of Sonya here. Massey, who's 36, was killed on July 6th after she called the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office because she was afraid there might be a prowler outside. Now, we're going to show you this tape, but we want to give you a warning in advance. It is hard to watch. Take a look.
Here, grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You have that stack right there, maybe?
Okay. 1 second.
Check on Turks.
Let me get this.
No, we don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay. Let me see. Okay.
All right.
Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
I rebuke you in the name of
You better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the top! Drop the top! Drop
18 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the top! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078.
So he shoots her because he was apparently afraid of getting hit by hot water. He then lies to another officer when he's asked where her weapon was to explain killing her. Take a look.
Where's he going?
No, she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came at me with boiling water. That's what all this is. I was standing right here.
All right.
And that's where he's landed.
The officer, Sean Grayson, seen here, was arrested and charged. Grayson was 30, was indicted by a grand jury last week on 3 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count each of aggravated battery with a firearm and official misconduct. He has entered a not guilty plea and was denied pretrial release, according to court documents. The sheriff's office said it has fired Grayson. Grayson had worked at 6 different law enforcement agencies in Illinois since 2020, according to the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board. He began working part-time at the Pawnee Police Department in August 2020, then moved to the Kincaid and Verdine Police Departments before taking up full-time work with the Auburn Police Department, then the Logan County Sheriff's Office, and in May 2023, Sangamon County. It is unclear why Grayson changed jobs so frequently, but President Biden released a statement saying Sonya Massey, a beloved mother, friend, daughter, and young Black woman, should be alive today. Sonya called the police because she was concerned about a potential intruder. When we call for help, all of us Americans, regardless of who we are or where we live, should be able to do so without fearing for our lives. Sonya's death at the hands of a responding officer reminds us that all too often, Black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not. And that statement goes on. He argues that her family deserves justice. I think that's right. Brett, I want to bring you in here. This is unfortunately not the first and probably will not be the last incident of police brutality that seems totally egregious and unjust that we will see. But what do you make of this clip?
I mean, we have a channel, it's called Bodycam Central, and on it we just cover body cams. So I've seen all different types of body cam footage. I know that the job of a police officer is the worst. I know it's the worst. But also by watching that much body cam, you see the different decisions that different police officers make under different circumstances. And this one, you look at that, you see something that's a little too common, that's all too common, which is he kind of reworks the situation to benefit his narrative afterward, even though he knows on his lapel and his partner's lapel, is something that will generate video evidence that she was crouched down behind the peninsula after yelling, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." We know, and hopefully we can have faith that by staying on top of it and checking in on this case and putting the proper pressure on it, the proper consequences can be meted out on the officer who did this. And not only that he doesn't get another job in this field again, no matter what. And when I say proper consequences, I mean as close as you can get to the proper consequences, given that a family's lost a member of its family.
Yeah, so there are reports that when they came to her house, of course we laid out, she called for help. She said when they got there, "Don't hurt me." And the cops said back, "Why would we hurt you? You called us." And then just minutes later, she's no longer with us. The culture of unchecked violence in police departments in this country and the lack of accountability lead to moments like this, where they are trained to, in many respects, shoot first and ask questions later. I mean, what theoretically would she have done? What damage would she have done with the water that it appears, based on that footage, was starting to boil? Maybe for tea, maybe for something later. All she was doing is putting water in a pot. It's egregious. I'm shocked that he was fired, because so many times in these cases, they're just put on administrative leave and then brought back later after scrutiny goes away. But I guess it's a relief that he's fired, but it won't bring her back. We have to totally transform the culture of policing in this country. Police unions, I've talked about it a lot with Dr. Ritchie on Indisputable. Police unions are one of the biggest obstacles to change and progress on this front, because of how they structure their contracts. They bake in agreements where they get to convene together, get their story straight, and then provide an incident report. It is almost impossible in many cases for accountability to occur because of how police unions operate, and they operate like a cartel. One of my former colleagues in DC did a ton of work at the DOJ holding police departments accountable, and he was often very dispirited in moments like this because he knew very little would ever occur. He oversaw special investigations of police departments. That was his specialty at the DOJ, and he's done a ton of writing. His name is Jonathan Smith. There's some really great writing on this issue that you should check out.
Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.